And that last headline is the biggest story of our bulletin at 10:30 here. It's a fresh spate of heavy rainfall that has brought Bengaluru to its knees. Around me, you can see just a sample of the mayhem that has affected Namma Bengaluru. It's been touted as one of the worst rainfalls the city has seen this year, but there's no reason for civic apathy here. This is visuals we're getting to you from Horamavu in Bengaluru, where you can see water has entered into the houses of residents here. They're being forced to evacuate here, with the ground floors in several places inundated here. On my left, you can see the visuals that have come in from Bengaluru, with several cars being destroyed here because of waterlogging in several parts here. One of the areas we understand is worst hit is Manyata Tech Park, which is the bastion for several IT companies that are there in the area, where we understand people are now resorted to going by boats here. And that's the situation in Bengaluru. Streets are flooded, homes have been waterlogged, and citizens have been left to suffer, once again asking, why is it that a few hours of rain is all that is required to bring one of India's biggest cities to its knees? Of course, and that is what we are discussing here. Why is it that Bengaluru is so vulnerable? Look at the streets here. We showed you how these cars have been destroyed, have been ruined here. They have been stranded because the streets are flooded. That the water is not just on the roads, it's in your houses as well, where you can see water has entered into the ground floors of several low-lying areas within the city. Even posh urban areas of Bangalore have also been impacted here. And as a result, this is why we have got these visuals from the Silk Road in Bengaluru, where people have been stranded. There's widespread apathy, widespread anger against the apathy from the state government, also from the BBMP authorities here. These are visuals we have got getting you from 4 areas here, as we can tell you. First is the HSR layout here. This is what the situation is. The entire road has become a river here. Bikes, cars have all been inundated. This is the Silk Board Junction here, one of the most prominent places in Bengaluru. This is the situation we can see there. In Horamavu, as we already told you, water has entered the houses in several parts of that region here, leading to residents having to be evacuated. And this is what I was talking about, Manyata Tech Park. For those who are familiar with Bengaluru, Manyata Tech Park house, one of the biggest companies, biggest IT companies, biggest multinational companies are there. It literally has the eyes of the world. And this is the situation in Manyata Tech Park, where where employees working in top MNCs are being forced to take boats to get out of their area. They have been asked to work from home, but those who have to resort, this is the situation in one of the most high-profile areas of Bengaluru, Manyata Tech Park. So take a look at what we are taking you through. Heavy rain has completely left the areas waterlogged, turning roads into rivers here. You can see on the streets, on your screens, how roads have become mini lakes. Jams have left you trapped. And this is the situation across Bengaluru here. We have seen it in Manyata Tech Park. We have seen it at HSR layout. We have seen it in Silk Board Road as well. Now, this has sparked public outrage, with citizens demanding stronger monsoon preparedness from the BBMP. And the situation is the same all across Bengaluru. This is being touted as one of the worst rainfalls the city has seen this year. But there is no excuse as to why the drains have not been desilted, why the drainage systems have not been kept in place. And as a result, we see these visuals again and again. Let me go across to my colleague Neha, who's joining us live at this point. Neha, I hope you're keeping safe amidst the mayhem that has been affecting Bengaluru for the past few hours. Take us through right now, what is the update in different parts of the city? We have been getting our viewers visuals from Manyata Tech Park and HSR board as well. Has the situation improved there, and what are the civic authorities doing?
Well, yes, in fact, several parts of Bengaluru have been marooned after last night's rains. We've seen the manner in which, heavy rainfall lashed the city, and areas especially, of course, like Manyata Tech Park and many others continue to remain waterlogged. Well, at this point, of course, my video journalist is bringing you visuals from inside Manyata Tech Park, where the water still continues to remain. In fact, of course, while efforts are on right now to try and ensure that, all of this water is drained out, there have been motors and pumps that have, of course, been deployed here in a bid to ensure that, of course, there's minimal, impact to the employees. In fact, several companies that the tech park, of course, houses have asked their employees to not report to work today, but in fact, to try and work from home as much as possible. Now, of course, another impact that, we've seen majorly has been in parts of southeast Bengaluru as well, areas like Koramangala, Adugodi, BTM and others that have witnessed waterlogging. Residents, of course, are an angry lot right now because year after year, this is, of course, what they pay their taxes for. And one question also, of course, that's now arising is the government really cash strapped, and is there no money for development at a time when, of course, the guarantees have been financially draining the exchequer? Well, of course, now the situation has gradually started getting better. And people, of course, are slowly grappling with the mess that, of course, the city was in given one night of rains. Traffic has slowly started, of course, coming back to normal. It's still quite slow moving. You'd, of course, be able to see the water here that's still logged. But with this said, it really remains to be seen, given that, the IMD, of course, has predicted heavy rainfalls for this whole week for the city as well as other districts in the state. How things pan out in this coming week, of course, is going to be extremely crucial right now. We'll really have to wait and see if at all the government, of course, is able to turn things around on its head in the next 2 weeks, because that's when, we're going to be seeing the peak of the rainfall.
Excuse of the government so far, whether it be the BBMP or the state government here, yes, we have seen a very unprecedented heavy form of sort of rainfall over the past few hours here. But right now, as we can see behind you, it's not raining yet. There are visuals of waterlogging and traffic jams everywhere. There was no reason for this to happen. What is the government saying?
Well, absolutely, Ritanshu. Of course, it's unfortunate, but it feels like the people of Bengaluru, have, of course, had bad governance years after years. It wouldn't be wrong to say that, these visuals that we're bringing you right now could very well have been avoided. Like you rightly pointed out, of course, it seems like many warning signs have been ignored over the years. We've seen that, basic works like desilting of drains that could have been done, much before the monsoon hit has only been, taken up now at a time when it's already raining. And year after year, of course, irrespective of which party really is in power in the state, we see the same excuse that comes in with people, in fact, of course, suggesting that, it's time that the city sees a complete overhaul of its infrastructure altogether. Now, while, of course, the government has ambitiously has strapped the BBMP, of course, and has brought in the Greater Bengaluru Authority now to try and, of course, decentralize the powers. The fact is that this is something that has met with stiff opposition from a certain section of residents now questioning, that the given infrastructure itself is something that the government is not able to maintain. How is it that they plan on bringing in new infrastructure right now at a time like this when the city really needs the attention of the people? We'll really have to wait and see how things pan out.
Stay on with us. I believe if you can speak to residents around you at this point, do so. But I think we also have a report from you from Manyata Tech Park lined up earlier. Let's play that out while Neha, you can look out for some people to speak to and give us. I think if at this point Neha is being asked by police persons to not do a duty, I don't understand why they're, instead of concentrating on their own duty, they're just targeting a journalist of times now. But let's play out this ground report which came in from Neha.
Several parts of Bengaluru city continue to remain waterlogged, even as it's just been one night of rains that the city has witnessed. Right here at the Manyata Tech Park area of North Bengaluru, one of the biggest IT parks in the city, that's witnessed severe amounts of waterlogging. In fact, what we are being told right now is that the embassy group reportedly has, of course, asked employees today to try and work from home to the extent possible, given that the rain prediction is going to continue for the next 1 week or so. In fact, you'll also now be able to see that this road, in fact, here was completely waterlogged as of this morning. Motors are now being, in fact, deployed across the tech park here to try and ensure that the water that was logged has, in fact, come down, has receded now. But the situation, of course, continues to remain grim in many other parts of the city as well, where, traffic has come to a grinding halt and there's been severe amounts of waterlogging that's been reported. As far as the government, of course, is concerned, they do say that, works currently are underway in various parts of the city, that desilting of drains also is on. But given the condition of the roads also itself being quite in a deplorable state right now. Residents have voiced concerns about whether the government is going to have funds to really carry out development works at a time when most of the funds are being deployed for the guarantees.
Let me go across to GS Prashant, who's joining us from BJP at this point. Mr. Prashant, thank you for speaking to Times Now. I would like to ask you this question, which several people from Bengaluru have been asking us on our phone lines, have been calling us Times Now, and have been asking, why is it that one spell of rain, no matter how heavy it is enough to bring something as big as the IT city of the country to its knees?
Because for the last 24 months, you have not seen a single development which is relating to Bangalore take place. And the Congress government consistently has been only indulging in appeasement and corruption, and they have not even thought about the basic amenities that a large city like Bangalore, a global city like Bangalore needs. They've been only busy infighting and indulging in corruption, whereas the civic amenities have taken a beating. The DCM proudly boasts about brand Bengaluru, but this is the brand Bengaluru that the global cities are witnessing now. They are pointing a finger at Bangalore saying, how can you even call this a global city when the infrastructure is so poor? And what has the government done for the last 2 years? Nothing. Nothing. They are only now for political gains, they are made in the Greater Bangalore Corporation. And where is the amenities for the common man? And as you rightly pointed out, one spell of rain and Bangalore is down. Is that what the Congress government is elected for in Karnataka with 135 seats? And if this is the administration and governance they want to provide, I think might as well the Congress government should resign and come out and say, seek forgiveness from the people saying that we cannot govern, we are not made for this, and they should go home. And this is actually appalling that across the globe, Bangalore is looked upon as the tech capital.
The government's defense has been that this has been unprecedented rainfall in terms of how heavy and how heavy it has been, which is why the yellow alert has been issued by the MD. But that still doesn't explain why, as my colleague Neha showed in a report, that desilting work is being done now. I'm sure, I mean, this is not rain that has come out of the blue. It's the time of the year when Bengaluru starts seeing rainfall. Why wasn't this done well in advance?
See, that question precisely you must pointedly ask to Mr. D.K. Shivkumar, who holds the Bangalore development portfolio, and also to other Congress ministers who are busy criticizing BJP for saving the nation after the Pahalgam attacks, but they don't even care about safeguarding the interests of citizens here for basic amenities. Congress is indulging only in petty politics and not governance at all. You look at in the last 24 months, the number of issues that have crippled Bengaluru. Electrocution deaths have happened for a young toddler and the mother died. Government was negligent. And on potholes, with the road full of potholes, many accidents which people have
Absolutely, Prashant,
government has not really responded.
Yes, Prashant, thanks for joining us on Times Now and giving us views. We will be asking those questions to the Congress representatives of Karnataka as well. Here is another reaction, meanwhile, coming in from the BJP. Listen in.
This is what Congress party has done to Karnataka, particularly to Bengaluru. One spell of rain, life is thrown out of gear, complete civic apathy, waterlogging on the roads, waterlogging and water filled into people's houses, and we can see that there is complete chaos on the roads of Bengaluru. Today, people's lives have been thrown out of gear. This is because the Congress believes in khatakhat model. In the last few years, the Congress has been in power. Instead of spending money on upgrading the infrastructure, on development work, they have spent the money only and only on loot and on their guarantees of jhoot. And now, no money is left for the infrastructure, and the people of Karnataka, especially the people of Bengaluru, are paying a price for it. They have to pay high taxes, high prices, petrol, diesel, water, stamp duty, medical charges, all of them have been increased by the Karnataka Congress government. But in return, what do the people of Karnataka and Bengaluru get? They get nothing but civic apathy, chaos. Law and order situation is bad. Civic infrastructure is bad, in a mess. This is what Karnataka and especially Bengaluru have been reduced to thanks to the khatakhat model of Congress party.
Well, even if you leave the politics out of the picture, it's very hard to not agree with what Shehzad Poonawalla was saying. The fact still remains that Bengaluru, people living in Bengaluru have one of the highest cost of living indices across anywhere in the country, whether it be taxes, whether it be in other forms of cost of living. They deserve better than these. The people of Bengaluru, remember, where people from all over the country come and try and earn a living, deserve better than having these cities deluged at the slightest spell of rainfall. With that, we are heading into a short commercial break. More news and updates continue on Times Now. Stay tuned.